Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Anderson again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to Father's Day in 2025, I shall be covering the classic movie in the classic franchise, Escape from the Planet of the Apes. That's the third movie in this franchise. And I would say that it's the funniest one of the bunch of bananas. Yeah. But it's also the darkest one too. And I'll get into what it is when I get to that. But for right now, it's very, very dark. And apparently they didn't think of it as a big deal because this movie is rated G. I, for one thing, would love to show any young children this movie and see if it's really G-rated material. I'm sure a 5-year-old could be able to handle a person in a monkey suit running around with his wife. I'm sure that will go over big with the kids, especially for Halloween. That would be really something special. But the next movie, I'm putting it to next year, is Conquest for the Planet of the Apes. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. And that one's the only one in the bunch here. That's PG. That's PG. So I don't know, maybe we'll get to see some monkey tits for all I know. But for right now, watching, I just saw the Escape from Planet of the Apes, which is kind of a misnomer if you think about it. If you see the movie, it reminds you more of Escape from New York or Escape from LA. I heard that there would be a third one in the movie in the franchise called Escape from Earth or the Earth or something like that. But yeah. This movie is kind of a misnomer because the two main ape characters in here don't really try to escape from the planet of apes. It's more of a time travel type of story. And the thing is that they don't really escape from a planet. They escape from a government agency, kind of like E.T. And it's got some twists and turns in it too. But like it's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. But I still like it the best of them all, except for the first one. First one's a classic, the original Planet of the Apes. I watched it, this movie came out in the 70s, so it really shows with some of the clothing choices that they make for the costumes for the ape people. And it's kind of weird because I don't really know if the facial mask for the apes is actually an upgrade from the first two movies or a downgrade. But it's, I go kind of like half and half on that because in some parts it look pretty good. In other parts it look kind of like basic, not rendered properly. And in other cases, there are some parts where they're changing costumes like that, like the dress up montage and all that, where they go like, ooh, that's so cute, and that kind of thing, and like, never make their face again. I don't want to say anything bad about the actress. The actress has another bad costume because it can't be easy to make those faces with that level of makeup and prosthetics on, but having evolved chimps making Goo Goo faces and Gaga faces should be illegal. It's a very disturbing image to see them go, ooh, it looks so weird and so surreal, especially when they're in the car just like humans. Now, this movie is kind of strange in that when they come to, when Dr. Zira Cornelius, played by Kim Hunter, plays Zira, and Cornelius is played by Riley McDowell. They do a pretty damn good job at doing it, but they get, well, Zira gets pregnant, so I guess the little baby monkey, the little baby ape, don't use monkey, they don't like it. I mean, they really find it offensive. It's like a racist term for them. They don't dare say it, it's all word. They also have a very good prejudice against the gorillas and orangutans. Because in their own home time period, gorillas are the ones that started the war that destroyed Earth. And they're very militaristic and very grouchy on top of that. But the orangutans are more like the politicians, so they also call the war by making crappy laws and stuff. Whereas the chimpanzees are like the pacifists of the society, like the scientists and the knowledge getters. So, in other words, they like making something like pure and innocent, more or less. But anyway, being a baby comes to be in Earth society, I view it as kind of like a Clark Kent situation, you know, like Superman and all that, or a Moses, a monkey version of Moses, an ape version of Moses, because they save his life, spoiler, in the end of the movie. So yeah, there's that. Now, let me just say that in the beginning of the movie, you see that the army it's getting all set up for like to investigate this alien ship in the water, in the big water, and they do so with very precise methodology to like find out the invaders and stuff. It turns out the invaders happen to be Dr. Zira and Dr. Cornelius from the first two movies. I think that this is connected to the Beneath movie where they destroyed everybody with a nuclear device on the ground, and they did that, and those two escaped with somebody else that died in captivity because of the gorilla. And it's funny, I commented on the costumes before, but when they have real people in like anatomically accurate gorilla and chimpanzee costumes, since nowadays, you know, at the present time period, they look ugly as hell. They look uglier than Amy from Congo. So, but by that comparison, these costumes are pretty much golden. So anyway, they end up coming to this planet, the illegal aliens, with they are put in cages in the zoo and whatnot. And it's so funny because they're treated like dumb animals and stuff. You know, give them bananas and fruit and vegetables, all that other stuff, basic stuff. But it's really funny that they're treated like common animals by the humans, the human scientists and whatnot. They're given simple puzzles to solve and all this stuff. Meanwhile, Dr. Zira is hyper intelligent, so when she's given like these shapes and these things like count and stuff, and the guy blood and cheat down, she winks to get the camera and and to her partner, Dr. Cornelius. So it's very kind of funny that the ape actually gets over on the human because the ape can outperform stuff a lot better than the humans can ever dream of doing it. These people shaping color puzzles and whatnot. And it's really funny because I too have had a similar situation in which I went to a hospital once when I was younger, and they treated me like any other person in which got like an invalid, like somewhat less intelligence than the average person. They said to me, I swear to God, this is what they said. Hi, my name is Dr. S. Welcome to the hospital. Can you say John? Or can you say your own name? I said, yeah, I get it. My name is Joe. Nice to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, just try that I can talk. Blah, blah, put together complete sentences. Asshole. So anyway, back to this movie. They go to talk to, they have to do like a puzzle in which they put together a bunch of blocks into stairs to reach Banana. And the scientists, they're like, can you put together the staircase out of the blocks? So then they're like, well, why didn't you go for the banana? Why are you just sitting there? Oh, I like bananas. It's kind of a stereotype that you think all apes like bananas. We don't. I like grapes. So that was really funny. I found it really funny because we got a little wisecracker of an ape there, a little chimpanzee, the little wisecracker. So then they said that in the time machine they were actually sent back in time by some error somewhere, and instead of going to the future, we went back in time to now, because the present in the 70s, and and then they can't get back either. So it's kind of like the opposite of Sergeant Commander Taylor's first movie, in which he time traveled into the future, then into the ape world, and then he became and then got trapped in there. So it's really the opposite effect of that, which is really funny because you see these two apes trying to interact with human society and then hating them. And it's really funny because then they try to escape from it. And hijinks ensue. But first, they revealed when they revealed this, and they revealed that in the future, how should I put this? Apes begin to be taught certain basic things, and they become more intelligent than they decided to be. Then within 200 years, they they become like our indentured servants, so that they end up doing like more involved and complex tasks until eventually they take over. So it's kind of like an origin story to the whole Planet of the Apes scenario, which is quite nice. They also have like something kind of with our religion as the Judeo-Christian religion, in that they say that the first ape, the first intelligent ape, made future apes in his own image, kind of like what we see with God and Jesus Christ. So there was a little bit of that too. And as usual, they are presented as celebrities because of their knowledge and because of their intelligence and stuff. So they actually could do the changing montage of clothing and things like that in the needs of the flamboyant and neon bright outfits on and whatnot. They're kind of cute, except for the faces that they put on. So they reveal the third member of the crew was killed by a nasty gorilla, because apparently they're not as evolved as chimpanzee. Which is kind of weird, because here racism come from an evolved being, let alone a chimpanzee. So they say in the courtroom that in the future, apes are the ones that are intelligent, and that human beings are the ones that are stupid. And can't talk in than that. She also makes a mistake of saying the word dissect when it comes to what do they do with human bodies. So then she changes it to explain that she examines them. So that's kind of like a harsh reality that human beings in the future are seen as scientific experiments and whatnot. And it's later revealed that she becomes pregnant by Dr. Cornelius. But I don't even know if he is a doctor, but say that it's a doctor, Dr. Cornelius. And even though I didn't know at the time that they were trying to get rid of the baby because he didn't want to prevent ape apocalypse, because the government thinks that if any of the future offspring of these two apes come back in time and then destroy, that they would be the cause of the nuclear holocaust or whatever, to kill off 90% of the human population. So he definitely wants the apes dead and the offspring to be dead. So even though I didn't know that at the time, he says he offers her wine, which I'm sure is a big no-no for anyone that's pregnant. That's a big no-no. No alcohol beverages. But he does stop himself when he makes the smoking a cigarette in front of her delicate condition and whatnot. So that's something that's to note. He also records her, her drunken speeches as she drifting off to sleep. And what's nice is that he records her saying something that is from a recording device that 2,000 years into the future, that's when they come. That's when they come from about 2,000 years in the future. That they sent back in time by accident. So, but here's the thing that kind of drives me crazy about stories like this. Let's say that somebody comes from the future alter the past. Wouldn't it make more sense that they would read about themselves in the future? Like those newspapers that they'd be taking a record that said uh, that there were two aliens and they caused havoc and they populate they started the population of intelligent apes and all of that, and that led to the apocalypse and all that other stuff too. So the the guy thinks himself that he's gotta imprison these creatures and then kill the baby before it's born. Or if it is born, kill it afterwards. It's a good lesson for kids about abortion, about abortion, for them to learn from the future. So anyway, these two, all the monkeys, all the apes are in captivity. They all teamed up, and then Zero offers some food from Wardley. Now, Cornelius is pissed off because his wife and baby are being imprisoned, and they're offering him strange food. So more likely the food would be poisoned, or would incurred in a abortion, which, even though it's a fictional movie, it reminded me a lot of when the American government used to do that, for sterilization on populations of minorities as well as disabled, to cull the population of those unwanted people. And they did this for gay people too, gays, lesbians, and bisexuals, etc., etc., etc. So it kind of hits home for me too, being I am disabled. If I had lived in the time period, I probably would be snipped too. Not by my choice either, but they went on it anyway. So anyway, the two scientists that we're talking about in the beginning of the movie that took them into the zoo and played with them and got involved with them and stuff. He just tried to bust them out of the Cornelius. Pitched his fit and knocked out the orderly with the food. But he didn't smear shit on top of it too. So anyway, they have them on the run now, and in the process they go to the zoo, and another circus run by Carl Montalban. He's real upset. He's really into animals, but he lets Zero give birth right there, and one of his hands with Cornelius, of course, and the other doctor. So everything is all cool, and he even gives her a pendant of his Buddha pendant to wrap around the baby's neck. So when this happens, she goes to a chimpanzee in a cage that stupid a regular chimpanzee, and she goes in there and just talks with the mother. They're honest with like being the new mothers and stuff. And the thing feeds to black, and they figure that they can escape by going to the derelict boat graveyard and wait there for a week, and then they can go to Everglades freedom. But on the way over there, Zira leaves her psychedelic suitcase filled with blood clothing at one of the oil pumps. And the only bad thing is that the government agent finds the suitcase. And at one point, Dr. Cornelius is given a gun by one of the scientists, which, in case he had to kill himself to prevent him from being experimented on by the doctors, because they are now seen as being guilty of killing the orderly and for dissecting humans in the future. So there's a little bit of conflict there. And, let's see here, well, you showed that, when the guy gives the Apes gun, it's kind of like the phrase of guns and people. Apes and guns kill people. So, that was kind of funny. Also, for the same matter, the Zira said that the guy, of all the humans I've seen in my lifetime, I've only kissed 2, and I only trusted 2. You and Taylor. So she kisses him on the lips. That's not good enough as it is. Then Cornelius says, I want to get some other action. One nice piece of the female doctor over there. So he kisses her too, and doesn't get and rides at it. So then they fell off. And they're good because Ray Dow and Kim Hunter do the chimpanzee work excellently. So then you see the government Asian guy over there. He's spying on them with comically large binoculars. And he finds them and then goes up to them. He shoots he shoots Dr. Zero while she's running from on the boat, and he shoots her while she's carrying around a bundle, a little baby, and this is where it gets dark here. So then the guy then after she drops the baby on the deck of the boat, he ends up trying to shoot 3 times at the baby and kill the baby chimpanzee, the intelligent ape, the new founder of this new wave of intelligent apes. So, for kids, killing that baby chimpanzee is cool and hip with the kids nowadays, There won't be any repercussions whatsoever from it. And once you get G, you don't go back. So anyway, it's really creepy seeing an infant like that being shot to death. And then saying, yeah, I finally did it, yeah. And then Cornelius uses the gun that he got from the other guy to shoot the government agent in the chest, and then he goes overboard. And then she dumps the baby over too. I have no idea why, but she did that. Anyway, Dr. Cornelius is then shot by the army gathered on the side of the road here. And then scientists come over with a white Wagoneer car, which I never saw that white before. I've brown and all the other colors, but not white. Then like one morning, the zero canaries and baby too. I think it was named Michael of all things. So it's really sweet and tender that they end up dying together in each other's arms. And all the government guy, died in the water and stuff. But then it's revealed that Mark the Bond has the baby, the intelligent baby, and that the baby has a chain with dependent on its neck, and it says "Mama," like a real intelligent ape would do. Now, I already saw the twist coming up along because I thought to myself, she knows she's being pursued by a government agent. She's intelligent. She wants to, preserve her ape baby, and she's gonna want to keep her blood like going on, her Cornelius. So she would obviously do a decoy for it, and the thing is that it looked indistinguishable from a regular chimpanzee baby to her baby. So because it's basically a chimp, pretty much. But my question is, when the mother chimpanzee see them two as different beings and then attack it or destroy it, unless it's so similar that even the sense would be that of her own baby. Whatever, I heard that one time that chimpanzees kill each other's babies when they realize that it's not their own. But whatever, that's one minor detail. So the little chimp does go on to found his own bloodline of intelligent chimpanzees. I have no idea how the other species of apes, grow up out of it. Being a regular monkey, I want to say monkey in the worst way. Regular apes become intelligent, like orangutan, gorillas, etc., etc., etc. They eventually take over the world, and it's quite fascinating seeing these two apes go from a really intelligent society to 1970s America. They were very homeless, mega people, but just the heartlessness and the effectiveness of killing baby monkey is kind of weird. By the way, I saw the twist to that because it was that the baby monkey that she was holding on the boat and all that, it didn't have a chain around its neck. So I kind of figured that Walter Bond saw at the circus. And then he went on to the Everglades without them, because he knew that it was a switcheroo. No, I did not mean it to rhyme. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie. It was funny, it was very dark, and it was also a good Moses story to how the apes are able to regenerate into a new society of intelligent creatures, which kind of it kind of sort of remind me of the whole with the bootstrap paradox, where you go back in time and you start something up and it progresses to the future. Usually with an idea, if you go back in time with the knowledge of a song, or let's say you go back in time with technology for a game console, and then you start the game console trends, and then and then to follow suit from there. But this time it's actually being. I wouldn't be surprised if in the future eating the most. But yeah, I like this movie for the comedy, for the ape costumes, which is actually kind of funny. And I like the whole idea of monkey love or ape love. And this movie's rather interesting. And some of the you would think that all the humans would hate the apes outright, but no, it's not. It's not that. It's not like it's at all. They respect them. They as intelligent equals, especially for Montalban. His character is very into these monkeys, or these apes, whatever it is. And it's actually pretty fascinating now. He's like the jingle of the ape world. And no, I'm not gonna make a con joke either. But I like this movie. And thank you all talk about number 4 in the franchise, The Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. And I'd like to thank you for watching my video on The Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Even though it's a little bit of a misconception, being a zero and Cornelius when I'm trying to escape from the planet, which is trying to escape from a mad government agent like E.T. Unlike E.T., they die. And the little spawner, that little Sputnik, survives to create a new race of intelligent apes. Over time, of course. And get this for Father's Day in the year 2025. Because why not? It's fun to talk about these movies during Father's Day. He loved the first movie and oddly enough the Tim Burton remake. Anyway, I give this movie my average because it was really awesome. The costumes, the storyline was very good, very top notch. You couldn't do anything with the other characters from the other movies because they all became vapor. They were all vaporized by nuclear weapon. And Dr. Zero and Cornelius were the only actual characters from the original, rather the first 2 movies that you could make another movie out of. The time travel, in which they have to interact with primitive human beings. And I'm glad that they don't do the whole I'm better than you type thing. They just said that they're more intelligent than human at that point. So yeah, I enjoy it. If you guys like what is here, you want to see more of my videos, you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. you can also contact me for future information on future things, like call me or text me at 631-707-3707. And you can also get me by follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer at P. Pro. And also you can get my email at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So remember, guys, I still owe you guys up like the Planet of the Apes franchise, and I'm getting the guys are slowly but surely getting it to know all movies. So yeah, I still all people have looked at movies, and it was fun seeing more so far anyway. I've seen the remake. I've seen so Dawn and Rise of the Planet Apes, and seen James Franco in it. Yeah. I think it was Rise. And so peace out, my brothers and sisters, and I'll see you in the next video of the girls and guys in Frontland. Sayonara, ciao, ciao.